per today's society, I can honestly understand why people have just decided, I do not want to have a friend. There's not just one word or one phrase that can just properly describe the decline in friendships. I want to share something personal that happened. But before getting into it, let me just say, I'd completely understand why in today's climate, in today's society, friendships are just a terrible investment, honestly. And it's not to say that great and genuine people who are really interested in growing with you and building with you and really like just stamping eternal bond. They exist. People like them, they still exist. But they are very few. I'm not acting as if people prior or generations prior, they didn't have like fallouts and terrible people and just bad friends. But I personally feel like as time went by, you have just sick individuals out there who decides, I do not have a personality of my own. I do not know how to be my own person. I do not know how to cope without forming this facade, and I'm going to just go out there and apply it to someone else's life for as long as possible because I don't know, maybe I'm just bored, or maybe I'm just selfish, or maybe I just want to see how badly I can break you. Sad to say that a lot of friendships are like that. Not all of them. As I said, they're still great people. But the mental and emotional torment and anguish that comes with female friendships especially, I'd rather not deal with it. I'd rather not. I have honestly been blessed enough to have a great amount of positives from the people that are in my inner circle. And so I think over time, or as time goes by, as we journey with ourselves and as we try to grow and as we try to take away the things that doesn't really benefit us and add the things that literally aids in our growth, remove people from your life as you need to. Remove people. I'm not saying go out there and just be rude and covetous and full of crap. Don't do that. But to be fair, I do believe in testing the limits of the bonds that we create. And I'm not saying do the most, but come with hypotheticals. Take some time to just study the people around you that considers themselves loving on you and wanting to really be a part of your life, and just see how much they align with that phrase, the phrase of them just, oh my God, you're so amazing and I'm so happy to have met you. Because people are they're needed. I am pro loner, but the people in my life don't really allow me to be alone. They're amazing. Do we have fallouts? We do, but it's never to the magnitude of us just being like, okay, I'm cool on you forever. Now, are there people who come along and you're like, yeah, I'm cool on you forever? Yes. Does it hurt sometimes? Yes. Because maybe you genuinely wanted to have a forever with them, but I guess forever is not really forever in today's society. So, silly me, right? Genuinely, I can say for the most part, when I associate myself with people, they are good. They are. And that's why you end up believing in them and carrying on such bond. But after a time, I guess the facade wears thin, and they can no longer gaslight or manipulate you. And you just have to see them as they are. So recently, there was this person who we used to be friends. I'm not gonna lie, we used to be friends. I cared for her, and she had done some things I wasn't a fan of it. But, you know, time went by and I was like, you know, that was years ago. We were younger, tensions were high, whatever, let's try again. You try again, you get to know the new them because time has passed, you know, life is happening for you, life is happening for them. And you're just like, all right, cool, let's see who you present yourself to be. And now that I know something that you're capable of, I'm going to remove the title of friend from you, and that's not to hold you to your past mistakes. That's not to have you feel as though you haven't grown and you're not worth anything. No. But if I'm going to title you as a friend, then I need you to meet certain criterias in my life. It's my life, it's my decision if I want to have you or not, just as it is your decision if you want me in your life or not. What if I don't meet your criterias? What if there are non-negotiables that I stand for that you don't stand for? You know, so at any point, if a person wants to revisit or bond and be like, all right, Jade, for some time now, I've been observing you, I've been assessing you, and I'm cool on you, I have to respect that. I have to, because you're being your honest self. I'd imagine that you're authentic. So when it comes to me and cutting people out my life, I have no problem doing that. If I am supposed to consider you a friend, then it means that certain things, certain morals, certain things that I stand for, you're gonna have to possess them. There are things that I'm just like, no. And as I was journeying with myself a few times before, you know, I fell back on a lot of things that I said, no, I'm not gonna do again. But this time I'm serious about my journey, and in order to be serious about my journey and effectively see it through, I'm gonna have to just cut some things out. And no matter how painful it is, no matter how hurtful it is, no. Because this time I gave my words that I am just gonna get up and I'm gonna stand up for me to the fullest. Whatever that looks like, losing whoever, I just have to, because I'm trying to give myself a chance in this life. I've given everybody else a chance except me. And now I'm giving me a chance and I like it, okay? I am happy, I am free, and I don't know, but this thing just unlocked a new frequency for me, and I'm just so protective of that. I'm very careful of my energy. So I'm sorry, they're just things that you're not gonna have access to anymore, right? Okay, so let's get back to that, right? So she had done some things. Time went on, we grew apart. So obviously when we got to the point where we reconciled and we decided, all right, you know what, I'm not gonna hold you to what had happened, but it's gonna be here. Best believe I'm gonna keep it here, because you showed me what you're capable of, and I appreciated that. I'm not gonna hold it against you, but I'll remember. It'll be here, because once bitten, twice shy, correct? So when we rekindled, whatever you want to call it, I made them aware. Friend is too strong of a title to have right now. I value friendships. My friendships last for years, for decades. Well, over a decade. I'm not that old yet, but it is a blessing to grow old people. So please stop age shaming people, and please stop talking down on people who are getting older. It is a blessing. So I want to make that clear. Okay, so I took that option away. I'm like, well, I didn't take the option away. I took the title away, and I said, now that time has passed between us, let us get to know each other again, right? Get to see what you are. Plus, we are not in the same area anymore. I migrated, and it's a long distance kind of thing. So, you know, that alone has its struggle. Cool. Time passes. You're not getting certain reaction from me that you think you should. You're not getting the side of me that was once familiar. So you get angry, you get in your ways, you say things. I'm like, hey, I am not on that. I'm not on that. You apologize, everything goes calm again. Cool. We started building a bond again. Genuinely, I was watching her grow, she was watching me grow. We started investing in each other in a way that was just okay. I appreciate this version of you that I'm getting to understand. And it was nice. It was refreshing to see that person in a better light, because I'm like, okay, we grew up. Cool. That's that mature kind of thing. No problem. I started liking it again. We evolved into being friends again. I loved it. I appreciated it. And as soon as that title was given, you did the same thing. The same thing that I told you, no, I don't stand for that. So now I got to take that title away again. No, I got to take myself away again. Because I can't choose you over me. I'm sorry. Yes, I looked at my journey a few times and I was like, is growing and is choosing me better than to have like no one around? I'm like, should I care about not having anyone around? Remember, I'm a loner. I am used to being alone, and being alone does not mean that you're lonely. But I looked at it and I'm like, no two persons are gonna be exactly alike. Friendships will have moments where y'all butt heads, okay? You'll probably be hell-bent in some of your ways, and they'll be hell-bent in some of their ways, right? And so, I mean, that's fine. That's a part of the growing process. Two persons trying to formulate a bond in which they are both respectfully evolving. Or at least so I thought. So, I went back and forth with myself. I'm like, you're gonna seem like the problem if you don't have many people in your life. Like, cool, you have your partner and you have like 2 other friends, and to me that's enough. That's all I have time for. But this person was also around too, and as we grow as adults and as people overall, certain things, you're gonna have disagreements about. But the problem isn't the disagreement. The problem with this friendship or this person I associated with in hopes of just having a fruitful friendship was just the spirit. How dark and how evil and how vile it is. And there are lots of things in this world that I can't handle. And someone battling with their demons, I don't mind it. I don't mind it because if everyone pretty much judges you and turns you away and closes the door because you're having a rough patch in life, then how are you ever gonna be better? How are you ever gonna learn if no one takes the time out to work with you? And me personally, I've always liked the idea of working with people who are troubled, who have their demons in full effect, because I know that there is beauty there. I've seen the beauty. I've experienced the beauty. So on the days when your demons are roaming, I'm gonna show up for you because I'm your friend. I am going to ensure that as your friend, you are heard, you are well received, and you are cared for. I've always been that way. Always, and always will be. But when a person repeatedly just takes advantage of the fact that you show up for them, at some point you have to draw the line. because now your energy is transferring into my space. And in my space, I'm on a frequency that I'm not necessarily above you or better than you. But the frequency that I'm on, I can't allow myself to come down to your level. And if I allow myself to come down to your level, that's me giving up on me again. And I can't do that. Right? So I've said, you know what? When I was your friend, I gave you my word, because I don't give that very often, because I like to stick with my word. And that's my downfall most times, is my word, because I keep showing up even when I should cut it. Gave you my word that I'll be here. So it got to the point where I'm just like, I did try to be your friend, genuinely. I've taken it upon myself repeatedly to just show you kindness, show up for you. And in return, my integrity got questioned. Why? Because that person is like, well, if everybody in my life treats me like shit, turns their back on me, ruins me further, then why should I believe that you are that one person who is just gonna love me through it, care for me through it? And I looked into that and I was like, well, my work here is done. It's done because you cried to have support. You cried to have your voice heard. You cried to have at least one person who is willing to stick it out with you through the storm. And once that was given, you abused it. You took it for granted. You stomped on it. You spat on it. You threw it in the trash. And I'm not mad. I'm not upset, because I chose to be your friend. I knew who you were. And regardless of everything that I knew, I was like, it's okay. You're not a throwaway. You're not worthless. You're not a piece of shit. You're not less than. So I'm going to try with you because I can handle that. Only a few people are able to handle that. And that's not to boost myself up. But for every friend that I've ever had and every friend that I've ever lost, if they choose to be honest, they will tell you, I don't necessarily give up on people. It takes me a while to finally just be like, okay, I'm closing the door on you. And even then, if you reach out and ask for help, I'll help you. I don't have to communicate with you. But if you're going through something and you need some assistance, I'm gonna help you. Because it's just who I am, okay? I don't think I can necessarily help the heart that I have. And it has been ripped and shredded and broken so many times. And I patch it up every time and show up again. Does that make me silly? Probably. But I like that I'm like that. I'm honestly a fan of the fact that I still choose to care in a world that forces me to retreat to being nothing more than a mirror of what you are. I don't want to mirror you, but I don't want to do it anymore. Because get a person angry enough and they will tell you. They will tell you exactly what they think of you. And they think that once their anger subsides, you're supposed to just, hear them out and accept their apology because they are just angry. But you see, being angry is like drinking. You know, a lot of people blame things on drinking. A lot of people blame things on being angry. No, you use it as an excuse to actually speak your truth and to live in your truth. And that's fine. My thing is, I can respect you more if you stand on the things that you said and stand on the things that you do. But this time around, I decided I wasn't going to let you back in. And you repeatedly kept asking, why? Why can't I be your friend again? This time around, I chose to be quiet. I chose to observe. I chose not to respond, not to engage. And when it got overwhelming, she would just spew hatred. And I think that I am just whatever, you know. I don't really fester on those because, as I said, the frequency that I'm on, I like it. I love it, actually. I have seen a different side of me. And I'm interested in seeing what it'll be like when I am at least 90% healed. Because when you're not truly healed, you'll accept a lot of things that you should have probably set free a long time ago. But now I started healing. And by healing, I'm not giving certain access, and I'm not standing for certain shit no more. And people don't like that. They want the version of you that they can manipulate, and that they can broker deals with, and that they can bend to their will. No. You see, once you start choosing yourself, once you start understanding the value of who you are, just certain shit just don't slide no more. I've decided to stop with the dead weight. I'm cutting ties with people who just can't be equally yoked to me. I cannot be around you if you refuse to grow. If you just prefer to be complacent, prefer to be stagnant, and prefer to just be low vibrational, I can't do that. I can't be a part of that. I'm already trying to keep it together for me. And in keeping it together for me, I am extending myself to help you through your bullshit. And in helping you through your bullshit, you keep sucking away my energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing that you're trying to suck away my energy, because maybe if you see me vibrating higher, you'll meet me there and you'll be a part of that. You'll vibe with that. So the problem is not that. The problem is just the lower frequency that you want me to vibrate at, because at least there will be two peas in a pod. I can't do that. Not anymore. You refuse to grow. You keep showing me who you are. And it's not that I don't want to believe it. It's just that I thought I could help you through it. I thought that maybe if I just kept on showing you the beauty that can actually exist if you allow your eyes to not be blinded by things of vanity and things of the flesh, that maybe, just maybe, you'd grow up and you'd accept it and you'd reach out and be a part of it. But that's the problem, I think, with a lot of friendships, is we keep trying to see ourselves in people, when no, babe, you're just gonna have to see them as they are. And this very last time, she wished death on me, and I'm sorry, I can't do that part. I can't do that part. I'm not the kind that's gonna say everything that I've done for a person. No. But I know for a fact that I am the kind that keeps showing up. Even when it gets a little bit rough, I show up. But what's the harsh truth to realize is that not everybody's meant to eat with you. Sometimes you just gotta eat with the people who actually want to be at the table. And so, I don't know if I'm supposed to give any advice to anyone out there. Allow people to earn you. Stop giving yourself for free. And not in the sense of money, okay? You're not for sale. But allow people to earn you. Earn the right to be a part of your life. Set your boundaries, have your non-negotiables, and that's just it. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You get it? You can't keep disrespecting your standards and your core values all because you want someone else to level up with you. I know it's sometimes hard because you want them to win too, but you gotta mean more to yourself, okay? So female friendships, they're taking a dive, a very terrible dive. And sometimes as females, we try to keep our friends around. You know, we really do. A lot of females, they've had friends where I'm out, I'm done, I tried. And while I can't say what approach is the best approach, because you do things based on your heart, well, at least I do. And sometimes I do want to just save somebody with me too. Like, come on, I'm gonna get to the top and I'm taking you with me because we made an oath. I'm not in the habit of breaking an oath. Nah, I gave you my word. So if you need me, I'll always show up. But for right now, I need me more than I need you. So I gotta show up for me, whatever that looks like. So I wish you the best, truly, honestly. And for the people out there who have amazing people in their circles, appreciate them, okay? Yes, y'all may have disagreements, and that's okay, because no two persons are alike. But if it is the case where someone continuously shows you the path that you're walking, then babe, that journey is just not for you, okay? So that's my personal experience that I wanted to share right now. Thank you so much for your time. No amount of money has ever bought an ounce of time. Guys, I can see that we are growing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that fancy stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. And stay blessed. This world is crazy. Do you see all these things happening? Please, please, please be careful out there, guys, okay? Okay.